All right, I'm going to put the camera on real quick just to say that I'm getting ready to start up my talk here. So let's get rolling here. I'm turning my webcam off to maximize the screen for y'all, but I'm here. We're about 10 minutes outside of the report right now, 12 minutes. Let's talk about how I look at it to start with. Everybody has their own place that they go to their economic reports and whatnot. I use Forex Factory. I've been using this for many moons. I guess basically, but with my time with Joe Ross and then with Marcus Highcutter, Forex Factory. Used to use, I think it was a political site that I used to use, but it's not as important as an overall. So what do we got going on today? Let's get our screen draw tool out. This is what we have going on in the U.S. today. And it's set on CST, meaning Central Standard Time, Chicago time. You have our inventories coming out at 9:30, but more importantly, we have the talking heads coming out with their stuff at 1 o'clock. So we need to be out of this trade pretty much, I would say, no later than an hour after the release today, because of this, the tendency of the market to kind of flatline as it gets closer to the FOMC statement. So I want to be out of the trade on FOMC day. If it comes out at 9:30 a.m., I want to be completed with the trade no later than 10:30, or if I'm in the trade, I want to just be moving my profit stop behind it until it takes me out. Let's stop the screen draw there. So this is what's happening today on the economic front. The white line that you see, the trend line that's on the charts, this is the most important data point from yesterday. I covered that earlier. But it's the highest volume bar of yesterday's move that happened during the session yesterday. And it's kind of fascinating that we've been trading right around it. So that's why it is. I'll put this, if you go back and look, well, I don't know, you can't really go back and look right now, but if we go back to where I put it in the charts, I put it in earlier today, where I believe there was some interest. This is highest volume bar from yesterday, 32.36, and this is where that move kind of culminated at, right in here when the bar came across. And then this other move is just the extension of this move. But this is the interest. This is where the stops were run, right in here. And so this is where the interest level is, or was yesterday, right around the 59.06 mark. And as you can see right now, no surprise, that's where the interest is being held right now too. And that's going to be like that until we release the report, in my humble opinion. Once again, we've set up for a 6P target for those coming in late. And we'll adjust the 5 to 4. I'd like to get a 4P if I can. 6P, basically every 15 minutes I'm coming in a 1P. So right at the mark, I'm looking for a 6P move, grab 90 ticks if it wants to reward me for that. 15 minutes in, I'm moving down to a 5P. So basically, let's bring that spreadsheet over so you can see what I'm talking about. It kind of defeats the purpose of me just talking and not showing it. So between 9:30 to 9:45 Central Standard Time, I'm looking for about a 90 tick move. About 9:45 to 10 a.m., I'm looking for 75 ticks of movement. Then I'm looking, after 10 a.m., I'm looking for 60. And about 10:15 to 10:30, I'm looking for 3P of movement. And that's how I'll adjust the target. minimally speaking, I want to get at least 30 ticks of movement today. So that's the overall goal. I'll take 3 shots at it at 13 ticks a pop. Now I talk about a 2/3 stop. A 2/3 stop today, if I wanted to run with it, would be 8, and that's way too close. Usually when I'm running a 2/3 stop, the 1R is above 20. So R is at 20, 25, 30, and then you'll see me say, all right, I'm using a 2/3 stop. We're using a full R stop because we're below 1R of 20. So that's why we're using R today. But once we get above 2.0 in the ADR, I'll start using the 2/3. And if it starts getting way out of whack, I'll use 1/2 R. Like if we're above 4.0, so I'm trying to stay with below 20 ticks. Bottom line, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to keep my losses below 20 ticks per trade. Now, one of the other caveats of a Top Step Trader on the 30K account is I can only lose less than 50 ticks plus commission costs in any given trading day because the max daily loss is 500. And I highly recommend, there's no reason that you should be trading anything more than 1 contract when you're starting off in your futures trading. It's been said if you can't make money with 1, then you're not going to make money with any more. And that's a true statement. At least for me it is. Hey, welcome. Mr. Martinez, welcome. Mr. Sanders, put your last names out there for me. Zed, Philip, Red, James. I'm going to butcher your first name. Is it Marcio? Marcio? Richard, James, Red, Philip, Zed, Saiba. Hey guys and gals. Saiba, the funny thing is I still maintain in roughly my 90% male to 10% female. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is blow the screen out to full screen because it's going to get kind of crazy here when we get close to the report. So we're about 5 minutes from a release right now, and I want to see it as it gets rolling. All right. If I think of anything, I'll just talk out like I'm talking now. Thoughts that are in my head, I'll just talk about what the thoughts are in my head. I'll just try to express that into the room. But as far as the trade goes, I won't be answering any questions in the trade. All right. I'm quietening down. I'm watching the market right now, waiting for the release of the report now. About 4 minutes away. All right, can I get a mic check? Can y'all hear me? Just if you put yes in there. Can you hear me? Thank you, Philip. Thank you. Two minutes to Wapner. And as a reminder, I can't trade until 1 minute passes by. So I have to wait physically until I see the 9:31 print. That's a top step trader rule. It's not a rule in the combine, but it's a rule in FTP and it's a rule in funded. So you might as well follow it in the combine too. 1 minute, less than a minute. Personally, I don't look at the number. I don't really care about it until after the fact. All right. Blue, blue, blue. 5621. That's a blow off volume. 5621. GAN number on the upside, 6047 today. Waiting for 931 to print here. $59.59. That's a number from yesterday. 931. $59.59. Short from 59.59. First attempt at 59.59. All right, knocked out. $59.59 is still the entry point. Actually, should have been $59.57. Kind of screwed up that. I shouldn't have been in that first entry. The entry point should have been $59.57. What I'm waiting for now is this mark to get above the line before I move to it. Moving to 62. Short from 62. Looking to short at 62. I don't like being on fives. We'll move to 6. I don't like being on 5s on the stop. All right, target 59.62, plugging into spreadsheet. 1P move is 47 down. Two P down would be 32. Takes you below pivot. Three P is 59.17. 59.02 is 4. See if we can get some help today. Okay, we reached 1P target so far, not moving. Watching for a high red bar volume. There has been nothing that's equal to that 5,000 bar. $56.21. Okay, if we can reach down here, this is when we'll move to break even on the trade. Hopefully we'll make a lower low. $62 plus 10 is $72. What I did is I took the high of this bar and added 10 ticks. That's all I did. Lowering my loss. I'll answer all questions after the trade's over. So we're looking for 32 on this down move now. What are we in? We're still at 90 ticks. $58.72. All right, now we want to be 5 ticks off of 62. 62 right there. Want to come a stop to 67. See if we got power to run through here. Haven't seen any red. What we see is a blue bar right here, supporting the short still. See some selling activity at 1687, at 937. This is 2P right there, if we can get it. Expect to bounce off a pivot. Let's go ahead and make sure today is a positive day now. Don't want to take a loss. Well, excuse me, it's still a negative day because I screwed up my first entry. I shouldn't have been in. I should have been short over here from 57. And I got short at 59. That was my mistake. Down to it, not through it. Down to it and through it. 2P hit. Now this strategy is designed to reach the 3P. Once we get to 3P, we will protect 2P. Watching for a high red bar volume. Locking in a minimum of 3 ticks right now. 59.59. Remember that number? I don't see any red bar volume that would stop this down move yet. Hopefully we don't get too close to it. Pivot point, fighting at the pivot point. $9.43 right now. We're 2 minutes away from moving in. All right, now push it down, guys. Come on. Come on. Push it down. Come on, push it down, guys. Come on now. All right, just going to take one tick away. I'm scared of 59.59. Moving to 75 ticks now. If we can stay in this. 5887. Come on, roll over now. Roll over. Roll over. You know you want to. Come on, push through the 50 mark. Let's go. Come on, push through. You need to get through there. All right, knocked out. Let's see if we can find anything else. Pausing here. Let me record this. All right, get my earphones out so I can listen to myself talk here. Let me stop this. All right. CLPIT Strategy. Here is the bar coming out at 9:30. This bar tells me I want to be short. So let me get rid of all the other things that I put in to start with, because I didn't have any of these other things in there at that time. That was just a practice account getting knocked out. It just gives me an opportunity to play the top. All right, so the trade, my best strategy, my best system that I got is this right here. Now, that initial entry point, when I got in here, that was a mistake. What I should have done, and I've had 4 months off, so you got to give me a little bit of leeway here. I mistakenly saw 59 here, and it was 57. I should have put the entry point in at 57 based upon what I was seeing here. Ideally, though, this wasn't a true setup. Looking at it from hindsight, it wasn't a true setup. This over here was the true setup. Let me get my You know what? Let me do it this way because this will make more sense. All right, so here's the short entry. That was the 1P, and we did reach down to 2 if you remember. Now the target on this trade is always 3. It did not reach 3, by the way. And I'd like to see 4 a lot of times. You'll get 3 and 4. Now, here's the 1 point, there's the 2 point, and this is 3. 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3. Today I was playing around after the fact, but the strategy itself is this trade right here. This is your short entry. And that was at, where was that, 57? Look back at my time stops. 62. We come in at 62. 59.62. That's 2 ticks underneath this 64 right here. And today we ran with a 13 tick stop, like I talked about. This is 1P, which we did run, and this is 2. Now once we reach 2P, that's when I went to break even, if you remember. I'm pretty sure. If I didn't, that's what I should have done. I moved it in a little bit when I think we got here. Let me roll over a little bit. I think I moved in a little bit when we got here and it rolled back down. And then when we reached 2P, I went to break even. Now what I was looking for is to go to here. I wanted the trade to go here, and then I would have protected here at 2. So I would have taken either 3 or a 2P on the target out of the trade. So today, what that meant, if it would have reached down to 45 ticks when I had 70 on, because what I'm looking for is the market to fall quickly on the trade. If it moves quickly, this is 4P by the way. If it moves quickly, it'll reach the further out targets. It can run 6, 7, 8, 9, 10P on a day. Now, a day like today with the FOMC statement, I knew that coming in that we were really going to struggle to get to 3 to 4 because the stats on FOMC day tell me that. FOMC day, and I mean I don't keep all my stats, but what I know about FOMC day, it's a very tough day to trade. Let me just screen draw that one. And then let me get it up here again. Where are you? There you are. Come over here. All right. So we reached down to 2. We were hitting 3. Now, when you don't have an FOMC statement day, you don't have to worry about the market. I think a lot of this had to do with the FOMC statement coming into the market today. That caused a lot of the issue itself. That what you'll see happen on this strategy, a lot of times on FOMC statement, you'll see it come back to what it did today. Now there was another catalyst, obviously, that was playing in that was a lot stronger, and that was the $60 a barrel. I mean, obviously I knew it coming in, and that's why I was after once we got to 60. That's why I kept trying to short the top, because I thought that we would reach down on that Fibonacci number. I still believe we're going to reach down to the Fibonacci numbers down at 51 and so forth. It's that's, like you said, discretion. But the system itself comes in right here. You're short, and when I reach 2, when I reach 3, I want 2. But I don't want to get any closer to the market until we reach down to 2p, because a lot of times it'll come back, and this could have been the top right here. Right here, it might have run as high as the previous break point, which would have been over here, right? So it could have run down to the previous break point, which was about 59. It could have stopped here, and then it could have rolled on down and went out further out. Does that make sense? No, the CLPIT strategy was 3 trades. The first trade shouldn't have counted. So this was number 1. And I was going to hold the 3 trades when I went past that point. Yeah, obviously I went past. But the trade itself was this one. And if I didn't say it, that was the end of the CLPIT strategy after this one got out at break even. After we got out of break even on this trade, the CLPIT strategy, with my mistake, was minus 12 if you go back and look. The rest was discretion. When it knocked me out at break even after a 2p move, the CLPIT strategy was over. It was done. You can put a fork in it. And I recorded it here so I can throw it up, and I'll cut out the parts of the video so that you can go back and look at it. All right, I'm going to pause this.